Right now, I'd like to bring to the stage NLU's Dean of College of Professional Studies and Advancement, Judah Viola, to introduce our next award winner.
Good evening. I'm thrilled to be here to honor Salisia Weber, who graduated from our... Go ahead. Salisia graduated from our Masters of Written Communication program in 2016. She brought an amazing sense of courage and passion when she came to us. She brought wonderful experiences and skills, and we helped nurture those skills so she could fulfill her dream and do the amazing work that she's doing to really affect change in her community, in anti-human trafficking, work that is so important and touches so many in our communities. The College of Professional Studies and Advancement is really about helping to nurture these passions, advancing careers, but advancing families and advancing communities. Congratulations, Salisia Weber.
Good evening, everyone. I feel honored to come behind someone like Lynn. I never thought the work that I do, that I'm just so passionate about, that it would actually be recognized at this level. And I'm just still speechless from the first day I got the call to even know that I was nominated. I am just so honored to be here tonight. So I'd like to first start off by thanking National Louis University for recognizing distinguished and outstanding members of the alumni each year with the Reach Awards. I am both honored and humbled to be this year's recipient of the prestigious CPSA Reach Award. Thanks to Dr. Cook for nominating me. As stated by the former President Barack Obama, human trafficking ought to concern every person because it is a debasement of our common humanity. It ought to concern every community because it tears at our social fabric. It ought to concern every business because it distorts market. It ought to concern every nation because it endangers public health and fuels violence and organized crime. I'm talking about the injustice, the outrage of human trafficking, which must be called by its true name, modern slavery. Many times people ask me, how did you get involved in such a dangerous world? And I started out as a volunteer, and I just wanted to do something to give back. I had no idea how much this problem was right here in our city. And I just started working as a volunteer, and the more I learned, the more I wanted to give back. Contrary to popular beliefs, human trafficking is not only in third world countries. It takes place right here in the United States. There are studies that estimate as many as 25,000 victims of commercial exploitation exist in Illinois. And to bring it closer to home, Chicago ranks third in the country for the highest levels of human trafficking. Allure Events and Design is a business that I came up with just because I had to actually justify what I'm doing. It supports anti-human trafficking organizations by bringing fun to fundraising and reaching out to members in our community in a creative and intimate way. The money that is raised at our fundraisers is used to buy hot meals for the victims that are rescued, or it assists in providing a safe and warm place for them to sleep. I'd like to thank my entire family for all of your support as I go out on these crazy endeavors to support the victims and the survivors. I also like to thank Laura Ng, the Executive Director of Traffic Free, who trusted me to do the very first fundraiser that I did. The fundraiser was called the Allure Fashion Show. It was sponsored by Drinker and Biddle Law Firm here in the city, and we raised enough money that they were able to use for the drop-in center that opened the next day. And I'm very proud of it because many people think that I do this as my full-time job. I have a full-time job that pays me. This is something that I do on the side, so this is not my full-time job. I also would like to accept this award on behalf of Stephen, Elise, and Summer, who work at the Salvation Army with their Stop It program. I'll be doing another fundraiser for them in a couple of weeks. And no human should ever have to endure forced labor or sex slavery. Let's all work together to end human trafficking. If you want to know more about what it looks like, the things that you can watch out for, I will most gladly share that with you. But when I finished my undergrad and had a 10-year gap between getting my undergrad and deciding whether or not I was going to go back to school to get my master's degree, I kept coming to National Louis University because my sister had already graduated with her master's degree in education. And I wasn't for sure exactly what I wanted to study, but I came to the Writers Week program that is done in the summer, and that just sealed the deal for me. I was just like, oh, I have got to go to this school. So I talked to Dr. Cook, and I signed up for the Written Communications program, working a full-time job as a buyer at Sears Holding Corporations, driving all the way from Hoffman Estates in the evenings to come to class at night and be on time. I did all of that because I was so passionate about being a voice for the victims of human trafficking so that they can become survivors. Until you really understand how much this problem exists next door in your backyard, until you really understand it, you don't know how prevalent it really is. And so I just like to thank National Louis University for giving me the courage to speak out about something that I'm very passionate about. I started as a volunteer. Now I'm more of a leader. I've been asked by these organizations to sit on their board as a board member. I know that National Louis gave me the courage and gave me what I needed to inspire me to step out and to be a leader. I'm not just a volunteer anymore, but now I run Allure Events and Design, and I do fundraisers to raise money to help end human trafficking. Thank you so much.
I know that whole speech, you were listening to Salisia, and you're like, wow, that's impressive. I mean, what a full-time job is that? And it's not a full-time job. It's a passion, and well-deserved. It's an honor to be with you, and thank you for all the great work you're doing, Salisia, no doubt about it. Let's give her a big round of applause.